Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel and thanks for joining me today. Today I'm going to do a video on drugstore makeup. Some oldies but goodies, some recommendations if you haven't tried some of these products before, and some of my all-time favorites. I'd say one of them at least is one of them I've been using since high school. And I'm not going to say how long that's been, but and I also have some great drugstore eyeshadow palettes as some ideas if you don't have them already. And I tried to round up some makeup brushes that you can buy at the drugstore, and I have so many, so I had to dig through them, so that took me a minute. But if this is something you're interested in, please join me. So we're going to jump right into it. So I have a little basket full of goodies here of stuff that you can get at the drugstore that's fairly cheap, that I have found work great for me. And hopefully you'll find some that you've never tried before, and hopefully you'll find some that you have tried before and give me a thumbs up saying yes, I love those products also, just like you. So we are going to start off with I use for just basic spraying on my face, and I put this in another video before, so if you haven't heard about it already, then and this comes in 3 different scents. It is a super sunny day today, not super sunny but overcast in this. So this is a prime, set, and refresh makeup setting spray, and I spray it as my first step before my makeup application, after my skincare, of course. And this just kind of prepares your skin to apply makeup. Hopefully this video is not too long, because I wouldn't be talking if I'm doing my own makeup just on an everyday basis. And this is going to be basic makeup, nothing fancy, just some recommendations from the drugstore that I use mostly on a daily basis. So there we go. Just a light misting of that to help set your face to start. And then we're going to go into a primer. And if you haven't heard about this already, you've probably been under a rock. But but I've heard, and I've never tried it, that this is comparable to the Tatcha skincare balm or something. I'm not sure what it's called. But it is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. And this will help fill in your pores and start off with a basic makeup application that'll help your makeup. And it is a balm that'll help your makeup go on smoother and look a lot creamier. And I have a lot of pores right around my nose here. So my makeup will go on pretty, and then within half an hour or so, it will start to separate a little bit and settle in. And my pores will start to show more. And this keeps it at bay, keeps the oils at bay, and you don't have to apply a lot. I mostly rub it into my pores. And if you're like most people, your T-zone and around your nose and cheeks is where you, if you're like me, have your pores show up. My forehead tends to be okay. My cheeks around here. I never used to have this problem before until I've gotten older the past few years. So that helps it. And this is fairly cheap, I say, and I'll put the prices down below if I find them. I think it's under $8, or about $8 to $10. So there's that. And it kind of feels like a little silicone-y slip, but it grabs your makeup really well. So there's that. And I try to find products that you can walk into the store and buy. Some of them, of course, you can get online. Mostly everything nowadays. But, let's see. So next, we will go into the eyeshadow primer. And I bought this one at Ulta. And I think it's, I mean, for Morphe, it's, you know, a little bit expensive. But, I mean, this little tube lasts me forever. I bought another one like 6 months ago thinking, oh, I'm going to be done with this one soon. But, again, you don't use a lot. And my tube's at the end, but I tend to use that much, and that's probably almost too much, because I do apply it through my eyebrows to help my eyebrow pencil, powder, whatever you use, last better. And so I start off right here, and I go through, and it does help because I have texture right here on both sides, and so my eyeshadow tends to grab more and not blend as well right there. Pretty much where you need it to blend. And I kind of go through my eyebrows, push it backwards so it's at the base. And it doesn't, and I put it at the bottom too because it helps my eyeshadow underneath and my mascara, I can't talk, stay better, not smear as bad. And I'm looking out the window and I see my buddy, our local roadrunner, just lounging in my driveway. It's always nice to see him. Okay, and let's see. So eyeshadow primer out of the way, and I guess foundation now. So an oldie but goodie, and it doesn't give a lot of coverage, but it does help even out my complexion. So I tend to wear this on my days off or days when I don't want to look like I have too much makeup on. And I think if you apply it in, you know, second or third layer, you'll get almost full coverage. But it is very liquidy, but it does give you pretty good coverage even with one layer. And so it's not necessarily matte in my opinion. It'll just smooth out your skin tone. And I wear number 122 Creamy Beige. And the weird thing about Maybelline is if you go to Creamy Beige and their other brands, it's a different color. So just FYI, but you can hear it. It's kind of liquidy. And I don't like this. It is cheap, so I can't complain too much. I think I got this with a coupon for $5 or $6 at our local grocery store. But it doesn't have a pump. So that's the only bad thing about it. But, you know, again, for this cheap price. And so what I do is I dot it on my face first. I mean, you do you, however you apply your makeup. I did it on my face first. Oh, don't drip on your pants. And then from there, I will use my all-time favorite Morphe Y7. It's kind of a rounded kabuki, but it's pretty dense to apply my makeup. And so I spray my makeup brush, slightly dampen it with any setting spray. And then I pat it on to spread it out. I don't pull it yet. I kind of pushing it into my skin. And I, excuse me, turn this mirror off. Kind of spread it out afterwards. Go to your hairline, of course, down your neck so you look blended. And it just evens out my skin tone. And I will apply another layer on my cheeks where I have more blemishes and spots. But it just evens out my complexion. Nothing too crazy. A little bit more on my cheeks. It's not going to 100% cover, but it will help even it out, like I said. And that's all I'm looking for is just some evening out. That's a word. And I always blend down, again, my neck. Because nothing drives me more crazy when I see a girl and her makeup so pretty, or she is so pretty, and you just see like a line of dark makeup, or a line of light colored makeup and she's dark. And there we go. I think that color fits me pretty decent. Alright, and next we will go to concealer. So I mixed two colors just because I'm trying to be extra and I can't find a color that's perfect, but I have, and this one is way too light, Fair in the Maybelline New York concealer. And how I do it so I can warm it up on my hand is I apply a little bit like this, kind of spread it out so it will warm up on my hand. Then I get a darker color, or a color that, you know, I always mix my concealers. Don't ask me why. So this is another great one too, $3 or $4. I mean, in our local grocery store, there's always $1 off too or something. And this one, again, is way too dark, but it is light ivory, which it's not ivory at all, but this one's where it has a brush tip. I don't ever use that, but you got to squeeze some through it. And again, I do just dab some on there. This is really orange, so it works well with that one. And I use a middle finger and I mix it. and it's getting warm with my finger and my skin, and I dab it on here. I don't use a brush. And again, this is just my technique. You do whatever works for you. And I kind of use this as a second layer of eyeshadow primer, because I do have darker lids. Kind of just evens out the color. But you see the difference. It kind of covers and it brightens. And I'm not too, you know, I'm not trying to cover darkness too much. I'm just trying to brighten it up, because I don't feel I have a lot of dark circles. Besides that, I think mostly my problem is puffiness. And so this eye, I tend to kind of carry it down because I have a sunspot there to try to cover, but it doesn't. So it doesn't show through too much. And I use dabbing motion. So you always, always, always want to do dabbing motions around your eyes, so you don't tug at that delicate skin, and you don't cause more stretching and wrinkling of your eyes. There we go. And I just keep dabbing it in with the heat of your finger. It will spread it out. And that's it. There we go. Then I will set the concealer around my eyes with a brightening powder or banana powder. And again, you can do whatever you'd like. And this one is, again, another really cheap one, $3 or $4, maybe $5. Got this at Ulta, but it is Brighten Up Banana Powder. And as you see, this is pretty much one of 3, but I use mostly this one to set the concealer around my eyes. And again, I use one of these brushes. I think this is a foundation brush, but I've never used it for foundation. And I don't do a lot of powder because I have little wrinkles around my eyes, and the more powder I put, the more it settles. So I kind of just, that's it, start off at the corner, and this is just setting that concealer so it doesn't crease, and it will still crease. I mean, you have normal wrinkles under your eyes. This helps it to not crease as much. And that's it. It just sets it, and it also adds a little light layer of brightening. Sets all that concealer. And some people don't set their eyeshadow primer. Like I said, if I don't, I have texture here, and the eyeshadow grabs like crazy, and it won't blend. It'll do weird patchy stuff no matter how expensive and high-end the eyeshadow is. It's not a problem anywhere else, but I just tend to set it as a rule of thumb. Just there we go. So everywhere I pretty much added eyeshadow primer. Just do a light layer. And I'm mostly patting, not adding too much product. And that's all. Next, we will set the whole face. And I had a few options for this. I brought them all out. All-time favorites. Fit Me Poreless Pressed Powder in Translucent. Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in Fair Light. And the one I'm actually going to use is Milani Conceal and Perfect Shine Proof Pressed Powder. And again, this one works well in fair, but it is pretty dark for being fair. I wouldn't think this would work for somebody that actually is a lot more fair than me. And this one, I like it, adds some coverage too. So when I'm using a foundation like this Fit Me Poreless Matte that's not full coverage, these two work well together. And again, I'm not tugging, I'm patting the powder into that foundation so it will set it. And this one works really well for helping my foundation hold all day, especially what I do. If you don't know already, I'm a veterinary technician, so I wrestle dogs all day long, get slobbered on, licked, get unmentionables splattered on my face, and pretty much by the end of the day, I am shocked on a daily basis that my makeup's not, my makeup actually is still there most of the time. I get licked in the eye and, licked in the face all the time. And again, I go down my face, and I'm just patting. And I pat anywhere that I feel it's kind of tacky. Today I'm not going to add bronzer, but on a daily basis I typically do. But you want to set wherever you're going to add any more product. Some people don't set because powder will make dry skin look more dry. But I have kind of combo skin, so it doesn't mess with that. Except on my eyes, it's a little dry. So like I said, I don't put a lot of powder. So there's that. Next we will do eyebrows. So I brought an eyebrow pencil. I think I did. Oh, and I forgot my eyebrow brush. But this I just do basic. Pencil strokes. Oh, sorry. I guess I should tell you what this is. This is the Wet n Wild retractable brow pencil in dark brown. This works really well for my hair color. It matches pretty well because it is not too red. It's more of a grayish taupe. I'm gonna leave this like this for now because I forgot to get my eyebrow brush with the spoolie on one end to help blend this out, so they're gonna look crazy. But I just wanted to show you the basic. I'm not doing anything fancy. Eyebrows are the bane of my existence. They are the one thing that I feel I cannot do well. And I'm okay with that. I feel everything else as far as makeup application, I'm fairly good at, I think. I've done it long enough, but eyebrows, I never used to do anything with my eyebrows. And so I'm kind of new to eyebrow makeup application. So I basically just fill them in. I don't make them too crazy, too wide, too square, too boxy. That is, and I'll get a spoolie and blend it out and add a little bit of setting wax or little, what are they called? Like mascara for your eyebrows. And that's all I do. So yeah, like I said, eyebrows are the bane of my existence. Next, I think we're going to go into eyeshadow application. And again, basic, but I'm going to give you a bunch of palettes that I feel are a great value and work really well. And I'm surprised more people don't talk about this brand, but I think I got these at Target. But and I know they're at Walmart too. But these are great quality, and they were, I think, 10, 15 bucks each. Great quality, these eyeshadows. And this one has some great, transition colors. And I like brighter eyeshadows, but these are beautiful. They come with a pretty decent brush too for the price. But I think it's just a kind of, not even a blending brush. I don't know, maybe in the crease. But I wish it was two-sided. But these shimmers are great. I mean, these are beautiful, these purples. And I think that's the main reason I bought these, is for these shimmers. And oh my god, I can't believe how beautiful they are. And I'm a purple fanatic when it comes to eyeshadows. This metallic one is purely metallic, so you have to use this with another. But these are like almost glitter. I mean, they're buttery soft. You can see that one where I dug my finger into it by accident. But these shimmers, these 3 or 6 actually, are crazy. They're like almost glitter. They're so shimmery and metallic. This blue in here too is so vibrant. It's crazy. This one right there. And a cheap eyeshadow brand that can actually put the names on the eyeshadows. It boggles my mind why some eyeshadow brands don't do that. There's some bigger ones, and of course, I think everybody's seen these Opposites Attract from e.l.f. Basic. These are, to me, more chalky. They don't blend as well, but they do give decent coverage. And this is a basic, to me, natural looking palette. I don't use this one as much because it doesn't give great payoff, but it is good for basic colors and natural kind of day. Some other great quality ones, of course, Wet n Wild. All of these are great quality. Another pretty one is Pure Passions from Milani. This one, beautiful. And then another one, these are good too. And Maybelline eyeshadows are not always great, but these are great quality. The other one I think is a lemonade one. This one again I bought for the purples, because I'm a purple fanatic. But I think today I'm going to use this one. I haven't used this one in a while, and I haven't had this too long. Oops, and I forgot to put this brush back in the Wanderlust. But I will use this one today, and I'm going to do just basic makeup application. I'm going to use Morphe brushes mostly because those are, you can get these at Ulta or online fairly cheap. I think this is the basic blending brush, AE23. So I'm just going to do a basic eyeshadow application. Let's see, we'll start with this mid-toned brown. And they have a little bit of fallout. Not bad, but tap them off. And I put my blending shade, or my transition shade, I guess you call it, right there. So you get a little bit of definition. Not going for anything crazy. I have more hooded eyes, especially see how they sag because I'm older. So, and again, the texture right there, you can almost see it when I apply eyeshadow. And I'm trying to give the appearance of a lifted look right here in the corner, so I will, do that. Circular motions, windshield wiper. So if you see, it gives a little bit of dimension. And I kind of go in my lid there just because it'll, you don't want to leave a gap between colors. You want it all to blend. But I think that is adequate. Okay. Now we're going to go to a little bit of smaller tapered brush to go right in my crease, right there. Again, a Morphe E17. I mostly got these Morphe brushes. I was doing a monthly Morphe brush membership, and I just finally acquired so many brushes that I stopped doing it. I mean, I have a crap ton of brushes right now, so I stopped doing it. And I order a lot of BH Cosmetic brushes. Those are excellent. You can only get those online. Actually, there's a small amount of stuff available in Ulta now. They never used to be. But those are good quality brushes for a decent price. So now I'll go a little slightly darker color right in the outer V here. Let's see. I think I'm going to do this burgundy brown color. I just want a little bit to slightly darken it. And this is a very pigmented color, so I'm not going to get too crazy, but just again to add more dimension to right in that corner. And just because this brush is smaller, so we can pick up more product and concentrate it in that corner there. That's it. Right in the corner there. Yep. Okay, and now, and I tend to, with these shimmer colors in here, because again, these are not real vibrant, but they give you enough punch to make a decent. I will use my middle finger and pat them on. So let's see, I think I'm going to go for this rose gold looking color. So tap it, and to add more shimmer and make it stay better, you can spray it with your setting spray. So tap it right in the middle here, and I'll give it a little bit more of a punch. I forgot which color I picked up. Pat it on. There we go. actually get on your finger. Make it so moist. Too much spray. Pat it on there. There we go. I think I'm going to add more of the darker brown because I have kind of blended too much of that shimmer on top, which I always do. Just get more dimension and blend that shimmer into the darker colors. There's not such a stark difference, but this is a really pretty, you can get lots of looks with this palette. And sometimes it's good to have not a lot of pigment first pick up, because then it's hard to blend if you just pack in a bunch of dark colors and you're like, oh crap, it won't blend out now, I put too much. And if you mess up, I am more of a build it up kind of person. I think the deeper pigmented eyeshadows are for the professionals, which I am not. So there's that. I'll go back to my blending brush, and first I tend to blend out the edges and then add a little bit more right here. But there we go. And then this blending color I'm going to add to my bottom lash line now. So that I tend to go with a flat, smaller brush. And these two are from, let's see, this one is Coastal Scents, which you can get online for a fairly decent price. I think I got this in a set. And this is a BH Cosmetics set that is not available anymore, but I've had this like 6 or 7 years. I mean, it's still going strong, but I use these. This one's kind of small. This is more precise. This one is a little bit more fluffier, so I will add that transition color to my lash line. Basically doing the same thing I did up top, just to give the bottom lash line some definition. And to combine, to connect down here. So if you see, it'll darken up my bottom lash line a little bit, and again, just giving it more definition to my look. And I would assume this is a little bit more difficult for people with like blonde, light colored eyelashes, because I have dark lashes, so I don't add a lot of liner. I actually don't wear liner on a daily basis. I just use the darkest color in my palette, or I'll get a dark brown or dark burgundy, whatever matches my look. So there, I'm basically connecting that. And so I will use this smaller one to make a liner with, and I'm probably going to go with that, the darkest color in this palette, which is that one. Kind of use it as my liner because it's a lot more precise. And so I'm just going to, in the corner on my lash line, just drag it out like a liner, make like a little lightly defined cat eyeliner. I'm not looking for a black, I just want the darkest color. But if you see the difference there, and I will define the lower lash line right at the lash line with this darkest color, and again connect, give more definition to my eyes. And this is actually a natural look for me because I tend to wear bright colors. I don't go a lot of browns, just because I'm a bright color kind of person. Hopefully this video is not too long and I still have you guys with me. Appreciate you still being here. But there we go. Just basic. And again, I am building it up. I'm dabbing and going along. I'm not adding a bunch. Because again, these are a little powdery. And so if you add a bunch, you're just going to have a bunch of powder fall out all around your eyes. And I like doing my foundation first. Some people do their foundation last, so then you can clean up any mess and then add your foundation. I do not. I tend to be careful with my application. So I keep adding till I get the desired effect. I always get eyeshadow on my eyes. Hopefully they don't water. And there we go. I always go back with my blending brush to make sure that I've blended well. And I can kind of see a line there, so I try to blend it to make it look. There we go. And then I'm going to go back with the lightest shade, either shimmer or that one, to add to my brow bone, just to give it a little pop in the corner of my eye to brighten it up. And so I didn't get a little teeny tiny brush. I think I'll use this liner brush. Let me just clean it off for a minute. It's because I forgot 2 brushes. I tend to use like 10 brushes or more when I do my eyeshadow. So I'm going to use the glitteriest color right here. Kind of has chunky shimmers in it. Lots of fallout. Whew, everywhere. But it will give a pop to that corner. You see that? That brightens up your eyes. This one compared to this one. But yeah, this is a chunky shimmer glitter almost color. And so because it's so chunky glittery, I'm not going to add it to my brow bone. I like those colors in the corners. Kind of blend it up into the shadow so you don't see too much of a stark contrast. Again, build it up, tap off. So let me clean my brush again. Because once again, I didn't bring all the brushes over here that I needed for filming. So I'm going to use this lightest color, just bone colored matte for my brow bone, just to give it a little highlight. It's not a lot. Don't laugh at my brows because I haven't fixed them yet. I'm going to go back and do this off camera just because I forgot the thing I needed. I can't film on my makeup desk because the lighting is not right and I use natural lighting. You probably can't see much on camera, but there we go. So I think my eyeshadow look is done. And again, basic eyeshadow look. Sometimes I'll use liner, dark brown liner, and then set it with the dark brown eyeshadow and it looks a lot more clean, but I'm not going for anything crazy today. Gonna do my mascara next. And again, this is the one I've been using since high school. I've used pretty much all the brands of mascara. They don't make the one I used in high school, but this is, I think it was a Volume Express. I'm not sure. It used to be an all cream colored white, and it came in a blue color too. I used to wear in high school. But I like this cat eye one. Now, the difference between the cat eye one and this one is cat eyes is it has a curved brush. That's it. And I got this mascara, this eyelash curler from BH Cosmetics. It was like a free gift with purchase type deal. And I love it. I've taken out this little rubber thing and added a different kind, so it's a lot more, I think this rubber was a lot more thicker, so it works better in my opinion. And I have always used an eyelash curler. I have short, thick lashes. They're fairly long, but they're straight. I am not of the fortunate population that has curly lashes. But once I curl them and use most waterproof mascaras will keep my curl. I've learned that waterproof mascaras hold a curl better. So I start at the base and I kind of go out in 2 or 3 layers, and then I go to the ends. Look to the side to see how curly they are. But I always start at the right eye. I don't know why. And mascara will open up your eyes. It'll put the final step on your look and finish everything off, in my opinion. I always wear mascara if I have eyeshadow on. I'll even wear mascara. To me, I can just throw on mascara and some powder, and I think that really brightens up my face and my eyes. Okay, mascara. And I don't know how to explain mascara application besides you just do what works for you, but I guess start at the base and kind of scooch it up the brush to coat the lashes. And I again do layers. I do one thin layer and go back and do the other eye, and then give that one time to dry, and I'll add another layer if I want to amp it up even more. But I just coat each lash. And I kind of grab this one and flick it out because it'll give that corner a then bottom lashes, I look up and try not to get mascara on me. I mean, you'd think I'd been doing this for 30 plus years, I'd get it straight, but you know. Usually my hair is up when I'm doing mascara. My makeup too. I keep flicking it out of my way, it's driving me crazy. But there we go. Same thing with this side. I try to scrape off any chunks. And to me, an open mascara that you've been using for a few weeks is perfect because it's already dried out a little. It has the perfect consistency, especially this brand. This one is almost dried out and it's perfect right now because it's been open for so long that it, not dried out, but just out, that has a perfect consistency right now. Of course, then I'm going to have to open a new one and it's going to be like super, I guess for lack of a better word, wet and new, so it doesn't work as well. And then it's, you know, it's got a lot of product on it, so you have to really scrape off the brush. Depending on your preference, you know, there's lengthening mascaras, there's mascaras that are kind of clumpy, that make your lashes look thick and clumpy. If you're into that, I am not. I mostly want just a little bit thickening, but mostly length. And I can add more, but I think that is the extent of it right now. And then last but not least, well not last, second to last I guess, would be blush. An oldie but a goodie that's been around I think since I was in high school is Wet n Wild Pearlescent Pink. And I don't even think they make this package anymore. I know they still have the color. It comes with the yucky brush, and you see it's been in my purse, and it's, I don't even, God knows what, it's got makeup on it. This is an oldie but a goodie. It has a shimmer to it. It's kind of a corally pink color, beautiful color, and I didn't bring a blush brush, so I guess I'll use my powder brush. My Wet n Wild Pac-Man brush, which I think is still available, but so cool if I didn't show you. Little Pac-Man glitters. This is kind of big, but I will scrunch it down. And again, build it up. I smile. Tops of my cheeks, not down here, tops of my cheeks, and I kind of do a swirling, although yeah. Again, building. In my opinion, building up makeup instead of just packing out a lot and blending everything out. That will give you the most natural, not cake face look. Again, if you want that cake face look, you do you, girl. There we go. I like my blush all the way to my hairline. Difference, this one. And again, blush to me gives you that lifted look. Lifts your face. You put it on the upper part of your apples of your cheeks and it lifts your face. Blush gives you that youthful appearance. Brightens up your face. I tend to overdo it with blush. I always look in the mirror and rub some off, and then I apply more, rub it off. This is an all-time favorite, though. I think works well for most complexions. There we go. And again, I usually apply highlighter, but today I'm kind of doing a natural look. Just going to the doctor and some errands and come home. But there we go. And again, now we're last but not least, actual setting spray. I can use this one as my setting spray, but to have some super power lasting, which again lasts through me working with animals and getting slobbered on. Excuse me. Milani Make It Last. This one is, you can use it as a prime, correct, and set. Same thing, use it as your first layer of makeup, but I use it last just to be extra and use different product. Shake it up, spray kind of arm's length away, and I spray up and let it fall on my face. Turn your face, it gets everywhere, and that's it. Let it dry, and you're good to go. But again, thank you for joining me on this video. Sorry it was so long. Thumbs up, please. Like, share, comment, share with your friends, and subscribe, of course. Thank you, and hope you're all having a good day.